hear Star Wars music in the background.
Yeah, it's me.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I got some upgrades now, so we'll be good.
Hey guys, I'm back. Who knew adding 2 dogs makes walking across the house so much longer?
Why? Who's the purple like no name space, or am I just seeing that on my screen?
Oh no, that's my other computer that's logged into the Roll20.
Okay. I just like that's weird.
It's totally the dark phantom menace waiting to jump on you.
Yeah, bite your tongue. So why do you have 2 signed in, sweetheart?
Because I'm signed in the living room right now still.
Why?
And I'm on the laptop.
Okay.
Because I was attempting to multitask and get other stuff entered. Because, Roll20, it takes a little prep work.
Yeah.
So is everybody with us? As all of a sudden everyone gets quiet.
I see them in the channel. I don't see any activity from them. Well, actually, I see JC. I don't see Gunther. And I don't hear JC, so. Nope.
There we go. That.
I was just going to say, are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Excellent. Okay. No,
you sound really far away, though.
It was my stupid computer was set to the wrong microphone.
Ah.
That will definitely do it.
Yep. Let me see if I can increase my...
And don't hear JC, so...
JC, if you're on the line, you are currently muted.
Okay, how do I sound now?
Better.
Okay.
All right.
New fancy tech here for JC. He's probably trying to figure it out. No.
I saw something flash by earlier, and I was like, ooh, what's that? And nobody heard me. So I saw something about Sir Garrett was unavailable. Who's Sir Garrett?
He was part of the party prior.
He was the droid, but he moved to Texas, I believe it was, or...
Yeah. Gareth moved to Texas, and he's pretty much not got the bandwidth at the moment.
I see. But I love the name because Sir Garrett, in the Arthurian legend, was the Black Knight, one of the Knights of the Round Table.
Oh.
And it just so happens that is my favorite knight because he was basically the only knight that wasn't like initially chosen to be a Knight of the Round Table. He was a stable boy who had to prove himself worthy to become a Knight of the Round Table.
So sort of like the in the old classic Excalibur, Lancelot's squire.
Yeah, similar to
who had to fight for it and then just got knighted by chance.
Wasn't chance. He offered to, protect Guinevere.
Actually, somewhere around here, probably in my bedroom, I have a book on Arthurian legend, and it tells the whole, the whole story, not just the core piece, about all of the knights. And his was my favorite story. And he also had the coolest looking armor.
See, it's amazing how much cool armor can get you. I'm just
I was
saying.
gonna say it's all about the cool armor. That's why.
Well, so it's funny because he had crappy armor when he first started out, but then by the time he beat these 3 challenges, he took the armor from the people he was beating and made his own armor out of it. And actually, his set of armor is what depicted on the back of the book, and it's just awesome looking. I'll have to send it to you guys sometime. It's funny because I had this book when I was a kid, and when I moved out here to Tucson, it didn't make the move. And a few years later, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I miss having that book. And so I went on eBay, spent like a couple months waiting and waiting, trying to find it. And it finally popped up once, and I was like, boom, mine.
It's always nice when you actually hunt for it and actually find it.
Right? Absolutely.
There's a children's book. I used to work with the juvenile collection at the U of A.
Mhm.
When I was a student assistant there, and there was a book there called Sir Gawain and the Loathly Lady, and the illustrations were just awesome, and I loved that book. So I moved that tale, and then of course there's the Gawain and the Green Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But the clothing in the illustrated book, the Gawain and the Loathly Lady, were awesome. Like, oh yeah, they really paid attention to the clothing.
We're seeing if we can talk JC through it here. We'll all throw advice at him all at once
Well, yeah.
and
well,
make sure.
Okay, JC, did you try power cycling it?
Matter of fact, that's what I had to do the laptop before getting on because I did way too much downloads and web surfing earlier. All of a sudden, Roll20 was really slow.
Nice.
See, David asked the important question. Can he hear us when we're mocking him?
Right.
Because unheard mockery is a waste.
Right. Oh, okay.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he can at least hear some of us because he responded to some of the things people said. I don't know about everyone, but either that or he's got really, really good telepathy.
Well, that's a start.
Okay, so JC can hear us. That's good.
It probably doesn't have mic set up or something.
Either that or his son probably messed with this, microphone.
Oh, I see what that means. Uh-huh.
We gotta laugh my ass off out of him. That's a start. And this is what a session 0 is really for. So, Gunter, real quick, in your Roll20, you probably don't need to do it. I mean, I think we've all got it muted. So hit my settings. It's the little gear in the top left corner.
Yep.
And let me do a couple tricks for you that will make life easier for you. So on my settings, click the box that says use window pop-outs for characters. It'll make your life way easier because your character will be a separate window you can Alt-Tab to, as opposed to a window trapped in Roll20.
Uh-huh.
And if you scroll down, you can always enable 3D dice. I don't recommend it because it slows your computer down.
Yeah, it doesn't slow my computer down.
And then when it comes to avatar size at the very bottom, you can click it to name only, or large, regular, small, depending on how you want to see people's faces?
Yeah, I do, Jim. I do use Roll20 for some of my other games, so I am familiar with most of these settings. I've never done the use window pop out for characters because in my other games that I'm in, we don't use the in Roll20 character functions.
Mm.
We
Perfect.
like I use an Excel spreadsheet for my D&D games, but everybody keeps their own character sheets separate. But let's see here. We like small.
Yeah. I'm on a laptop, so I can't pop out. So the other thing that you can do is if you double click when you have your character on the top bar, it'll minimize it.
Right.
So that's what I have to end up doing.
Especially since this one uses the fancy dice.
So, Jim, did you see that I sent you a new character sheet about 15 minutes ago?
I did not.
Yeah. So once I went in and tweaked all my other stuff, my obligations and my morality, and I spent those points, picked up a couple of extra specialty talents. I did the parry and the other beginning one.
Reflect.
And I changed out my gear a little bit and spent most of my money.
Ah.
Nice to finally have money.
If that's the case, you may want to pull up your character sheet because it was only updated to last night's version. So you may want to update that for. So have you looked at your character sheet yet?
I have not. Let me pull up my.
Can't even see his character sheet.
Okay, so how do I actually pull up my character sheet?
I don't think he has you loaded for us to see it. The tab next to the chat box.
See it. So if you go to the tab that looks like a newspaper.
Yep.
I made it so now the whole group can see it.
Aha!
We can't see your character, just see your listed.
So it's a little
you can only
wonky
see the
looking.
very first tab, the bio tab.
So pretty much at the top of your character sheet, you'll see what's called the dice pool. It's basically blanks for all those dice. You don't need to worry about those because I'll put the difficulty in for you to make life easier. Then you'll see the destiny pool, which once we all roll our light side, the force dice, which are the ones in the very middle of the dice pool, we'll have a pool set up and then we'll force sync to make sure everybody's synced up. And Kelly's still dying from Lysol.
I am. Voting tried to kill me.
Kelly, don't die, please.
They tried to Lysol her at the voting booth.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
yeah, I'm allergic, so yeah, I'm not.
Oh, nice.
So under the
apologize.
destiny pool, if you want to use a light side, you just click the use light side button and let me know you're using one, and I'll upgrade your roll for turning your green dice into yellow dice and all the other good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your wounds and strain. I've got it set up on your miniature that you can actually adjust your wounds and strain on the map as opposed to in your character sheet to make life easier.
Fancy.
So you then have your soak. So of course, whenever you take damage, you take off your soak before you apply it to your wounds.
Yep, that'll be changing here momentarily.
Nice. So the first tab that you see in red is character info, and it's basically just all your story fluff. Pretty much most of it's blank. The next tab is going to look pretty much just like the character sheet in Ugdude, where you can actually see what the dice are. To roll the dice, all you have to do is hit the D20 symbol at the end of the skill's name.
Aha. Okay, I see.
And then on my end, I've got what's called the dice pool. And on that, I can set how many purples and reds you got to deal with.
So one thing I'm noticing here is like athletics, it's showing me my two beautiful yellows, but it's missing the white force die.
The force die, yeah. So if you click your mouse up to where it says modifiers ?
Aha.
You'll see this little breakdown of what macros you'd put in the modifier for your dice. So when you wave over at the question mark, W is for force dice. So if you just type W in the modifiers window, And here's the trick that we've learned that will mess us up every time. After you type W, click in a different box. Because if the cursor is flashing in that box, it will not read what's been typed in that box.
Now, are you using that? Is that an all-time effect for that?
Yep.
Then just putting it there, you'll be fine, and leave it, and it'll automatically add it when you make that roll.
Go ahead and put your W there. We'll have a pretend roll. I've got your difficulty set. So when you type W, hit the D20 symbol.
You got to put I think 1 W. You got to tell it how many of those.
Yeah, you have to put 1 W. Otherwise, it's not going to.
It doesn't know how many you're doing.
And currently, your force ranking is only 1. So apparently the power of the dark side is huge right now.
Right.
So if you wanted to, you could opt to use the dark side of the force.
The power of the dark side compels you. The power of the dark side compels you.
Right. So the other thing to add is if I add skills and things, will it intelligently update things on my sheet, or do I need to
You have to update it here.
Okay, because on these skills, I also have -1 black die.
Yeah, on that one, you could just tell me on that one because it doesn't have the ability to remove. It's not 100%, but yeah, just keep in mind on that one. Like I always joke with Kelly, she should have a physical character sheet handy just in case. So that's your skills. It goes down the list. So on the next tab is the combat tab. Oh yeah, and on the skills tab, you see your characteristics. So on combat tab, you'll see there's the initiative. So it's cool if you're prepared. Vigilance if it's unexpected. So that's what you would roll to do initiative. Sorry, Jason just posted something.
It does work. I did Streetwise. I have a -1 BLK, -1 black, and it calculated that.
I was gonna say here, let me add a black, and we'll test run it just to make sure. So you've got 2 purple and a black in there.
That you just did? Yeah, I'll click it again.
Yeah, so, I took it out.
Yeah, so -1 BLK will automatically remove blacks.
Sweet.
Now I'll take the black. Yeah, it shouldn't make a difference. If there's no black, it should just not do anything to it. So, sweet. So yeah, you can do that. What's JC saying?
He's saying everything says yes. Skype says no, that he's not on.
Could be Windows, unfortunately. If the microphone isn't properly set up in Windows through control panel, then Skype will not detect it properly.
Yeah, usually I always do the Skype test call just to make sure it's working. Because when I switch between different headphones and the wireless headphones, it forgets who it's supposed to be on. So underneath the initiative, you then have weapons. So I filled in a basic lightsaber for you, which basically it shows the damage, the crit, the D20 that you'll roll for your dice, and then it's got all the metrics. So lightsaber is engaged, it uses your lightsaber skill, and its condition is currently new. So lightsabers have a ability called sunder in their qualities. So for every 2 advantages you roll, you could choose to sunder someone's weapon. And if you get basically, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if you get 6 advantages, a lightsaber can take out another weapon.
Nice.
Which is sometimes a good use for 6 advantage when they come up. So you can just do the whole, I sunder the weapon. So if you want to test your lightsaber, I do have 2 purple in the difficulty set, and you can see what weapons look like when they come up. So it's that D20 in the middle of the weapon. So it tells you that your weapon does 6 damage, crits on 2, It's engaged and it has breach 1, which means you ignore 10 soak. Pretty much lightsabers always do damage because they're motherfucking lightsabers. So in this case, you rolled 1 failure and 1 advantage as the end mechanic.
Yep.
Always hit, or always do damage if you hit.
If you hit. You know.
Yeah, we're going to have another situation like in that one shot we did, Jim.
Oh no. Things are going to go bad.
One epic hit, break my lightsaber, and then I spend the rest of the adventure trying to fix it.
You were epic in that one shot, and it was just like the character Dean Martin played. I'm just saying.
Right?
The town drunk that was secretly a Jedi. So underneath the weapon, you've got your combat skills if you need to make anything special, which usually you don't have to worry about. And then you've got your talents and special abilities, which get put there. So I kind of posted all of your talents that you had.
Yeah,
which are all really good ones for a Jedi. I mean, jump up, quick draw, and Ataru technique. You know.
Also picked up parry and conditioned with those, with the additional points I had.
Nice. So on the force powers, one thing that's different there is you just basically see the basic powers. Where it says view upgrades and there's a little checkbox. If you click that, it'll pop up with what other abilities you have in there.
Oh.
And you can, of course, adjust the word soup box to make it legible. And you'll see, like it says, user may spend F. Basically, that means light or dark.
Yep.
To jump. So I just wanted to make sure you got the verbiage on that one.
Yep.
Or you could type and spell it out, or however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Modify it.
And then after combat, you've got your item inventory, which basically starts off with your armor, which you're wearing heavy clothing, or you were. You may have changed since then.
I don't think I changed my... Yes, I did, actually. Yes, I did. That's why my soak changed. Because I got that extra grand, I went ahead and bought a Jedi training suit.
Ah. And then if you've got cybernetics like Zarek does, you have a ton of stuff there. Tools,
Wow.
you can add tools.
Most won't
And
have
then-
a ton.
And then other gears where basically everything is hodgepodgely thrown in.
Yeah, that's also going to change.
And on the next tab is the scary stuff, critical injuries. So if somebody hits you with a weapon that crits, all you do is hit that big red scary button that says roll critical, and it will keep track of your crits. Including the horrible +10 for every additional crit. And then after that, you've got the note tab, so in case you have any notes.
Yep.
And also, if you click the edit button on the top left corner of your character,
Yep.
you can actually add in stuff that the rest of the group can see.
Aha! So I
Because
could
there's
my
notes
work
that
fix
the
it.
group can see and the notes the group can't see.
Time to upload my avatar. Because that's important.
Of course, I will point out the irony that our slicer is having computer problems.
Right? That's funny.
I just thought about that.
That's funny.
That is amusing.
So just to mess with you guys that don't know me, I personally do identify as he, him. My character, of course, being a female, and so she identifies as she, her.
Yep.
So I won't take
Notice
offense if you call me she, her, because it won't really bother me. I know what you mean, but just to clarify there.
See, I put that for my own sanity when I'm referring to Alina.
Yeah. So I did get some.
Because I'll be the first one that will say he all the time to her, and it's like,
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, I'll be okay with that too. All right, so let's see about making the tweaks that I need to make.
Yeah, I did get some new implants.
Now the question is, did you go with the dual repulsor fists?
I did go ahead and pick up a second repulsor fist, yes. And then I got a surge override switch, which once per encounter as an action, I can make an average discipline check. And if I'm successful, the overloaded cybernetic implant basically would become working. It would reactivate it. So if I get hit by ion weapon or something, I could potentially reactivate an implant. And then
Sorry, I actually got bumped off there. JC called me and it connected,
oh,
but I did not hear his voice.
Oh.
so the mic, something's up with the mic. Sounds like.
He says Skype hates me.
Jim, go into Windows, and I'm going to assume you're on Windows 10. In the search bar, I'm sorry, I said Jim. I meant Joe. In the search bar, type in microphone, and it'll bring up microphone setup. You probably need to go through the Windows microphone setup configuration utility before it'll work.
Especially if it was a pre-Windows 10 computer.
Yep.
So anywho, so what I was saying is I got a surge override protector or surge override switch, which allows me to make a roll and reactivate a deactivated implant.
No ion blasting you into submission.
Well, you can, but I have a chance to reactivate one. So yeah, it's a smart thing when you rely on implants.
And it's nice having the two repulsor fists with the slow fire feature.
Yes.
That way you can give the old left-right.
I can do left-right, and then I got one round before the next one that I still wouldn't have it because it's like slow 3. So I still have a round without, and then I can double again. So, and then which I couldn't afford to get at the time, but I added my gank comm implant, which allows me to communicate with other ganks if was to run into them.
The secret gank.
You mean and the ones that
talkie-talkie.
wouldn't want to kill you?
Right, because we can communicate secretly and more quickly and everything through that, and might hear comms and a heads up if they're in the area. So thought that might be important to have. So
I mean, that's the secret to the gank's badassery is when they
Oh, it
walk
is.
into a room, they all killing which target right off the bat.
yeah, and nobody hears diddly from them. So but they coordinate through that in a high speed. So yeah, and then I added a GLX Firelance blaster rifle for range.
Nice.
I don't know if you're familiar with those. It only does 7 damage, but
Only 7.
well, I mean there are some that are 10. So,
Ooh.
but it does have auto fire and disorient 2, and stun setting.
When it hits you with a wallop.
Yes. So, yeah, I was flipping through looking at it, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. A disorient.
You know, it hits you with that big concussive blast where it's like, oh, damn, 2 rounds
Yep.
of black dice.
Yep. And it's a rifle with stun setting, which I don't know that all of them had stun, I don't think, for a rifle.
Yeah, most of them only have stun setting at short range. The ones that do have it.
Right.
And I see you've got a whipcord thrower.
I did. I added that.
What's a whipcord thrower?
So I modified my armor. I do have a comlink in the helmet, which was 0 points, and then I added a whipcord thrower, which basically activates as a like a climbing cable.
Like a grappling hook?
It's kind of, but
It's kind of like that line you saw Boba Fett shoot out of his wrist.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also can be used as a weapon at short range. Does +1 damage as a melee attack, but I can ensnare 2 with it.
Can you hear me now?
Hey!
Was that JC?
Oh, happy, joy.
The droid got it figured out.
Oh,
Eureka!
I had it downloaded on my phone because, like, according to Skype, I don't have a microphone.
Huh.
And I, like, went through all my computer settings and, like, removed it, re-added it, deleted, and then I had to put it back on, and then it's all like, no, you still don't have one. I can talk on Discord. I can, talk in other games. I just, I don't know. Skype hates me.
that is a thing some days, I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. So.
Your Skype account. Fuck Skype. All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't have a picture of my guy. There is no, like, just random creature.
I went ahead and stole the one that you put there, the guy in the pilot seat.
Yeah.
Even though you basically look like an old man lizard.
Yeah.
A nice version of the lizard dude from Monsters, Inc.
Right? All right.
So, Gunter and JC, since it's your first time on Roll20, if you look at the map and click on your mini.
It's not my first time on Roll20. It's just my first time playing Star Wars.
Okay. So if you click on your mini, you'll see 3 bubbles to pop up.
Mm-hmm.
So the red is your wounds, the green is your strain, and the blue is your soak. So that way you know what your soak is off the top of your head. And if you click in one of the bubbles, a little box will come up and say you take 4 points of damage. All you have to do is click -4, enter, and it'll do the math for you. And your little life bar will shrink. And your teammates can see your little life bar, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So that way your teammates can say, no, you're about to die. And whatever you type in on the mini will reflect on your character sheet. So it's super, super easy. If you ping the map, you just hold down your pointer for about 2 seconds and you can ping the map like Kelly and I are doing.
Yep.
If you want to change your color, just click on the color box by your name. Oh, looks like Zarek's putting a aura out there. And if you click on the little magnifying glass, when you click your mini and it pops up, the magnifying glass has a bunch of little icons you can throw on your character.
Yep. My rogue in my D&D game always has that icon on.
He's constantly stealthing.
Yep.
I put that on when my changeling changes appearance. To one of her non-standard personas.
I have a ring of chameleon power, and so basically I stab you and then I instantly go invisible.
So it's constantly stab someone to hide away.
Yep.
So this, by the way, is usually the splash screen that I keep you guys up on. Now that there's all of you, I can copy you and paste you on different maps.
All right, so skills looks good. Skills looks good. All right, combat.
So, by the way, sweetie, I didn't have a chance to tell you the suggestion, but there was a suggestion thrown out for the ship's name.
And that would be?
Virago.
Virago.
Yeah, that's the one.
Does it have a particular meaning?
Yes, it does.
It does.
The reason I enjoy this meaning is because it actually has a dual meaning depending on which side of the fence you're on. It can either mean a female hero, or it can mean basically a bitch. And so the reason I thought that would be fitting for the ship is because if you're us, we are thinking of our ship as the female hero. But if you're on the other side and we're messing with you, you're probably thinking of it as a bitch.
I like it. I like it a lot. What language is it theoretically?
So Virago comes from Old Latin, I believe.
Okay, so not Star Wars.
Nope.
Like I have a character who's a Twi'lek. Her name is Ovasu, and it means the void between the stars.
Ah, nice.
So Kelly, if you look at your character sheet where the ship tab is,
Yeah,
you're all up to date there. So remember, your ship's handling
I'm changing the
is
name
-1.
right now.
Okay. Because I know you hated that name from the very get-go. It's
I
almost like your
did
husband
hate
picked
that
a
name.
name that you would resent so badly. You'd quit working for that boss
Not
and
resent, it's just
rename the
tacky.
ship.
I mean, it's just so not me.
So one difference between this ship and the YT 1300 is it has a laser turret on one side and then a dual small laser turret on the top. So the small one is linked. That's the only difference between the two, and it does 1 point less damage.
Yeah, I was looking at that. So it's a dorsal and then a left side.
Mhm.
Yeah, a ventral and dorsal
okay.
and
So, who do we have? Who's going to be my gunner? Because I can put it into the vehicle tab. I still have Zarek as my primary and RC3 in there. Gunnery.
Yeah, I mean,
It's got the best gunnery.
Um,
I'm only 2 green on
Not this
gunnery at the
guy.
moment.
I've got 4 greens.
You have 4 greens.
That's
Yep.
better than me. We can take the
Okay,
primary
so-
turret.
Of course, on piloting, in space I have 3 greens and a yellow, and on planetary I have 4 greens, so I can also pilot.
Okay.
Alternates are always good.
don't worry. Uma's going to probably push you out of the seat to pilot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much my it's my bread and butter. I am for space piloting, I'm rank 3 and 1 green. For planetary, I'm rank 1 and 3 green.
Yeah.
Although, how are you at astrogation?
Astrogation probably sucks. Yep, astrogation I'm at 2 greens.
So am I.
That's probably,
Apparently can fly the shit out of this thing. I just can't find out where I'm going.
That's probably JC's Billy Whack there.
I was gonna say I got 6 green.
In astrogation, dude, you are doing the astrogation for me. I can thread a needle with this bird, but I can't find the needle.
Yep.
You are our best. You are our only hope.
Yeah, don't ask me to shoot anything, but I can computer and navigate like it's cool.
All right, that we can handle.
He won't be shooting anything, but he'll be hacking the shit out of anything that's around you guys.
Right?
What? Condition, that's why.
Yeah, so I'll just handle the other gun in case I hit with the other gun. That's about the contribution for me on the ship functions.
Well, I will put. Let's see here.
All my shit comes in to effect on the ground.
So I am going to change. Let's see. So hold it. JC, I don't see. Hey, Jim, I don't see JC's.
Character?
Oh, well, I see his token, but I don't see his
Oh, a
health
name.
or strain or name on his.
It's probably because I just made his token and didn't add all that stuff yet.
Or
Yeah,
connected to him or anything.
that's why I thought I'd mention it.
There you are, being the sneaky smuggler, trying to peek at everybody else's stuff.
No, it's
How about
because
now?
in the crew role I can add him for astrogation.
You can make him roll astrogation without being aware of it.
Exactly.
Hey, he has a name and purpose now.
Meh.
Exactly.
12 and 13.
I can put him under gunnery.
Entrance ramp is on the right side, and you got to take it all the way to the other side of the ship for the cargo hold. Holy shit, man! When the hell designed this ship?
Okay,
Another one of those drunk Corellians.
Holy shit!
Alina is now going to be the co-pilot. Sorry, Zarek, you are no longer co-pilot.
That's okay.
He was purely coasting by on his agility.
Who has the best mechanics?
Not me. I think mine's too green.
Yeah, I think that falls to the
That'd
droid.
be 5 green and
Yep, you're my
1
engineer.
yellow.
I'm putting you down as engineer.
Like any intelligence
crew
things,
rolls.
I'm pretty good.
If it involves brain power, our resident lizards got it licked.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just the muscle man.
Yeah, because okay, so you are okay. I'm leaving RC3C3 on, but I'm so we're just gonna
Yeah, I just cleaned the cargo hold and menial jobs around the ship.
we'll say your security.
Exactly.
Okay, so right now, technically on the crew, your
we got a med bay.
security, I'm pilot, Alina's co-pilot, and Janong is, hopefully I'm saying all this correctly, is engineer. If anybody asks, that's what you're on the manifest as.
Okay. I'm morale officer. Meetings will commence until everybody's happy.
In case the Empire ever captures you guys and interrogates you all separately.
But
Right.
this way, you're actually in mine. So on the vehicle, so I could actually
the
roll
manifest.
astrogation or gunnery,
Oh, nice.
for as So
And in case anyone wants to know what Janog's character looks like, I just posted up on the screen there a picture of his race.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything is owned by Disney. So like you click on something and there's no just like random drawings of lizard people.
where did you post it?
Yeah, where am I supposed to look?
Scroll right.
If you
on
look at the map and go all the way to the right,
Oh, okay. So what's the name of the race?
the Kosian,
Yeah, something like that.
Cosian.
Yeah, they're like weird little lizard things with like little beaky mouths.
They look like little turtle people without the shells.
Kind of.
Once upon a time, they lost their shells.
Hey, we got a med bay. That's good.
And apparently their eyelids blink upward instead of down.
Yeah.
It's a thrilling chirping language. The language mingled with the sounds of their home world. And he's got a brain like nobody's business.
Nice.
Even though it looks like a small head, I got a really compact brain.
Well, it's the lizard brain that counts, right?
Right.
You're right.
Okay, so there's the bridge, nav computer. Conference room. We have a conference room.
We need
Yeah.
that a lot.
Conference room
Sometimes
and
you need to have a conference.
med bay. That's a good thing.
Holo terminal.
I mean, sadly, they're not really stocked at the moment, but
What? Damn it.
you know, you can go to the med bay. We call it the med bay because that's where the blood stains are at. So I just secretly texted Kelly her smuggler mission. I'm going to be secretly Facebooking each of you guys your secret mission.
Ooh.
This is the very brief, super shortened version of that.
And Alina, you're human?
Yep.
So yeah, human, Twi'lek, Gank, and turtle lizard people.
Kosian? Kosian? Something like that.
That's what I'm looking for.
Looks like you just read yours.
I have not read mine. Where did you post it to?
I sent it to you on the Facebook.
The Facebook. I have the Facebook. That's right there. Aha.
All right.
So is everybody more or less familiar with the Old Republic era?
Yeah, more or less.
More or less. Yeah.
Jedis were out and proud. Right? There was no
Yep. So Old Republic era, pretty much the Republic was, you know, classic Republic as we see rinse and repeated every couple centuries. The Sith came out of nowhere, invaded. Big, huge war happened between the Sith and the Republic. The Treaty of Alderaan basically finally had peace between the Sith, who now owned half the galaxy, and the Republic, who owned half the galaxy, with the stipulation that the Jedis leave Coruscant and stay out of Republic business. Go figure. That the Sith used political ploys to trick the Republic. So pretty much, the Republic is safe. There's currently a ceasefire, or as most people say during ceasefire, there's an excuse to reload. And there's a bunch of Cold War era tension between the Republic and the Sith Empire, but nobody's actually actively shooting at each other. Without apologizing beforehand.
Right.
Lots of Cuban Missile Crisis-y type of situations. Or if the Sith are doing things, they're killing all witnesses. That's the way I look at it.
Exactly. So Coruscant's currently Sith Empire control.
Yep, the Sith basically crashed one of their shuttles full of Sith warriors right into the Jedi Temple, and that's how the war ended. Was they basically said, "We'll leave, but the Jedi leave too," and they're really not left.
Imagine that. And where are we located?
Currently, you guys are heading to the planet Ord Mantell, which is one of those nice mid-rim planets. Granted, it was originally like an ordnance bunker at one point, but this is not the Ord Mantell of Empire Strikes Back era, full of casinos and junkyards. This is the lush forest planet that's got slowly consumed with the Republic's fort bases and spaceports and things like that. Unfortunately, at the exact moment you guys are flying there, because Uma has this great job of dropping off some blaster rifles, which totally seems legit.
Well,
Hey.
Oddly enough, Uma does have clearance codes, Republic codes, to be allowed to land on the planet, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And the pretense is it's going to be a smooth and easy job where you just have to show up on the planet, drop off the cargo, and head on your way.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yep, it's going to be a piece of cake, right?
It should be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So I just sent Jace, the last person, their little secret mission. So you all have secret missions.
Except you just blabbed
One
mine.
thing- Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
It's what you sent me about the blasters.
You just blabbed it.
No, you just said.
So one thing I got to get really quick from all of you guys is your obligations. So let's go round robin. We'll start with Uma, since she wants to, talk about stuff. What is your obligation, and what's the amount of obligation that you currently have?
Hold on. I get none of the previous stuff probably counted to it, right? Okay. So
Nope.
That's going to be on
You didn't clear that shit all this
character
time?
info. Yeah. Apparently, all that work I done. No.
We
That
never
was
took
your
care of
great granddaughter in the future.
my obligation is servitude, and the magnitude is 15.
Okay, and that's the only obligation you've got?
No, I also have criminal with the magnitude of 10.
Okay, so don't worry about the extra 5 that you earned in that last game, because that didn't happen. That was in the future.
Yeah. But basically, I was sold into slavery. Oh, actually, it's in my bio. Anyone can see it. But because I happen to be a good pilot, it saved me from less desirous slavery.
Yep.
Okay, so Alina, what's your obligation?
2 obligations. The first is a 5-point obligation, exiled. The second is a 5-point obligation, unfinished business.
Okay, so what's Janog's obligations? As I almost said your hyphenated part backwards.
Actually, I didn't pick any obligations. I know we were supposed to, but I didn't.
OMG.
I know, I'm such a lazy gamer.
First obligation is microphone, second is Windows.
Right?
You act like you never played this game, I swear.
It's been a minute. All right, we'll do 5 for rule breaker and I don't remember what base of operations was for an obligation.
Only imagine that it means that you have some base somewhere that if it comes under attack, you have to immediately go and defend it.
Yeah, you'd have
Or all of a
obligations to
sudden
do
the
that.
landlord is on the hollow screen saying, "Pay your rent! You'll not pay rent! Pay your rent!"
That
It's
is
in the middle of a mission that all of a sudden your hollow projector in your back pocket goes off of someone screaming, "Pay your rent!"
Weird.
So you've got a base of operations? Or were you just randomly rolling?
I just randomly rolled those 2.
Okay. So it's a 5 for rule breaker because,
Rule breaker for 5 and
You and I will
base
get
of
along.
operation.
Now I know he's on the crew.
every cantina he goes through, he's trying to hack into people's data pads. And Zarek, what's your obligation?
Disgrace for 20 magnitude.
'Cause you're a huge disgrace. Your gank
Left.
mama is so disappointed of her 25 gank babies. You are her
Yes.
most disgraceful.
It was Left 4 Dead.
I had a jealous cousin who didn't like that I was suddenly force sensitive. Came from this nice, well-to-do family. I started showing force powers, and cousin basically said, "Nope, can't have him in the family," and so he framed me. I got exiled. Yep.
Yeah, I challenged the Alpha on a mission and then got seriously injured. They stripped me down and left me for dead.
But I found him.
Yeah.
Help fix him up, put him back together.
Jim, is there anywhere in here where we're supposed to put our beginnings, attitude towards force, and reason for adventure?
You could just put them in the notes tab.
All right.
Or the bio tab.
Are they in the bio tab?
Well, it's a blank sheet. You can just add stuff to.
That everybody can see. or you
Anything
can
on the
do
bio
other-
tab can be seen by the rest of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for our Jedi,
Mhm.
what is your emotional strength and weakness, by the way?
Ugh.
What tab is that on in the character sheet?
That's a good question. Let me look.
Emotional? You mean is morality or is motivation?
Yeah, for his morality.
Oh, morality. There you go.
Looks like you split
It is
it
morality.
between assertiveness and
obstinacy, and
Obstinacy.
curiosity, obsession.
You're stubborn.
So you're curious yet assertive.
She's a
And then all
stubborn.
of a sudden you become an obsessive, obstinate person.
Mm-hmm.
Obsessively obstinate.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Jedi is told to retreat, she's literally a Jedi with a bone.
Yeah, like I said, she came from this fairly well-to-do family, and because of a stupid cousin, she's been exiled. So she's not exactly the happiest of people.
Okay, so quick question. How long has she been on the ship with the rest of the crew, by the way?
Ooh, that is a good question.
I just thought I'd throw that question out there.
What does the rest of the crew think? Because I am very new to this group as a player. Is she fairly new to the crew, or has she been around for a while, do you think?
Well, the Gank and me, we're tight for quite a while. I'm assuming that the other two came on later.
We have a bad habit of picking up strays. Or somebody does.
Hey,
I won't
the
say.
droid went walkabout. That was not our fault.
This is how they talk about their lost members of the crew.
And the Traguta, had nothing to do with
we
that
helped her. She wasn't part of the crew. Air quotes.
More of a foundling, really.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm fairly new to the crew.
Okay. So basically, Uma has this really great job. Pick up a couple crates of blaster rifles, take it to Ord Mantell, drop it off. Everything is actually above board and legal. There's actual permits.
She has papers.
She's got clearance codes to land on the planet without being blown up out of the sky. Everything's going to be great. The only thing you have to worry about is these rifles were picked up on consignment. Consignment.
Really?
Which basically means that you better make sure you get paid or you might end up owing.
Yeah.
I'm having bad visions of alcohol.
Oh no, Uma learned not to carry cargo of alcohol ever again. She's almost burned on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, you guys, you've got the hyperspace coordinates of Ord Mantell. It's pretty cheap. She only had to pay 50 credits to get a updated file that had the coordinates, so she didn't have to do any astrogation whatsoever.
Aww.
So you guys basically punch it for Ord Mantell. Is there anything particular you guys are doing en route? It's basically 3 days of hyperspace travel and dead time. Is there anything you guys were doing during that dead time?
The hollow chess.
Tweaking the hands there, making sure everything's all nice and lubed up and working properly.
That could be taken in so many directions.
Right.
Reading the news on Ord Mantell. What's going on? Keeping abreast of what's any important information that may be out there.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so you're checking the HoloNet for the updates.
Yep.
So as soon as you do that, you immediately get the updates that, of course, there's the HoloNet TMZ that's saying what's really happening there. And then there's the HoloNet news saying that there's a separatist organization that's rebelling against the planet's legal government based on the Republic. And currently flights there have been suspended. Kind of a red flag there that wait a minute, flights are suspended.
Not if you got the proper paperwork. Trust
Not
me.
if you got your permits.
It'll be fine.
I trust you.
That's what Uma says. It'll be fine.
It'll be fun. Sure.
Now,
Let's go.
however, if you check out the TMZ articles, there's apparently Republic forces are committing atrocities against the poor people of Ord Mantell,
Oh, no.
taking their lives and their living and blah blah blah. And there's obviously doctored looking hollow vids of, you know, like bunch of guys with guns gunning down a small crowd of younglings, which it totally looks phony baloney. And of course, you know, as soon as you pull up the HoloNet and you look at some of these videos, little pop-ups, you know, this is fake news immediately popping up, you know. It's telling you that this is not a thing.
Hey, just
I want
it's
to
not our
analyze
problem.
the photos the best I can. Like, see if I can take them apart.
Oh,
You know, of course, I'll share that information with the crew. Hey, by the way, you know, I saw on the news that there's some civil unrest and blah blah blah.
Like, we're not here to get involved. Just doing a job.
as she reinforces with you guys, no, seriously, we don't get involved. We're just doing the job.
Right.
Okay,
Of course,
so
whether that comes to pass or another matter is because, you know, I have a couple triggers.
is that what they call them?
Not a big fan of slavery.
Yeah, that's never gotten us in any trouble.
Yeah.
You know, this is mid-rim. It's too civilized for that kind of crap to ever happen.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you guys have, you know, time to, you know, shoot the shit, you know, get together, you know, play some hollow chess together, whatnot. And then, of course, the little alarm goes beeping off that, you know, hey, pilot, you might want to get there because you're just about to jump out of hyperspace in a few minutes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So, of course, you know, Uma's ready for it. You know, she's heading back to the crew. Where's everybody else on the ship at the moment?
So where are you going? You're going to the cockpit?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Okay, so everybody just in case is heading to the cockpit. That's a fairly good thing to do.
One of us should get on the gun.
Well, we're not
No,
anticipating any problems.
Yeah, not anticipating any, but that's when they always happen.
we're gonna fly casual, okay?
Okay, so immediately, you know, you get to the coordinates, smooth as cake. You know, you get the warning beep, you slide the hyperspace. Everything's running hunky dory, and as soon as you materialize out of hyperspace, as soon as you pop out, that's your ship in the middle of the screen there.
Yeah.
As
That's
all
a
of
lot
a
of
sudden you
ships.
see Republic cruisers shooting, and then some private cruisers shooting back, and there's some kind of space kerfuffle happening.
Told you. I
Oh
should've-
my.
And immediately on your console, you're getting lit up from multiple communications incoming, demanding, you know, pinging your friend foe identifier, demanding clearance codes, demanding to know what you're doing here.
I'm like, whoa. All I'm here is to deliver a shipment. Here are my clearance codes. What the hell is going on?
Okay, so as soon as you bip in your clearance codes, they ping back, you know, A-OK, clearance codes, permission granted to dock, extreme caution recommended.
From what? What the hell is going on?
And then a very calm voice comes over the comm. This is ground control from Ord Mantell Station 4972. Welcome to Ord Mantell Space. As you may notice, there's currently a small revolution happening in orbit as well as on the planet.
No. And
Please.
is
I don't think that was in the brochure.
Please proceed on the aforementioned course to Drelliot Village.
and that's where I have my delivery, right?
That's exactly where your delivery is, to an old landing pad made famous for like a big smuggler that retired on the planet and pretty much made a really nice spaceport for himself. But that was a generation ago. Now it's a small city that's built around that.
Okay.
And you had this beautiful box on your display on the screen showing how to get there.
Okay. Do we have to roll an astrogation, or should we be fine? Or just
actually, go ahead and give me a piloting check as you're in the middle of a
planetary
battlefield.
or space right
It's
now?
space.
Okay, you're
But
gonna
before
put
we
in
do that, how about
yeah,
we do that?
we need dice.
How
We
about
don't.
everybody roll?
Is it cleared?
Destiny? Yep, it's now cleared. We're at 0 and 0.
So we're rolling at the dice pool at the top.
Roll
No,
Destiny.
you want to roll Destiny pool.
Yeah, it's where it says roll Destiny.
So it's
Okay.
second group that says roll Destiny. Hey.
Yeah. Good job. Leave it to the Jedi to screw it all up.
Okay, Morningstar, huh? You know who else was named Morningstar?
So, JC, if you pull up your character,
Yeah.
you'll see where it says dice pool and then Destiny pool.
Over to the left, you'll say roll Destiny.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and just give that one click.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, damn.
Obviously, our very intelligent slicer mechanic-y guys like, don't hit the ship, don't hit the ship, don't hit the ship. Fear and anger lead to the dark side. So we've got 2 light side, 3 dark side. Alrighty, so we have our pool. So Kelly, you're gonna have to now. Do you have anything that removes black dice to your piloting checks?
Okay, hold on. For piloting, let me switch over to my.
Because honestly, I don't remember if you have that ability yet.
Let's see here. Okay, I've got. Well, I've got rapid reactions, so for number strings, and add an equal number of S to initiative checks. So that's not it. Let's see. Add a blue rank. A blue per rank of quick strike to combat checks against targets that have not acted yet in this encounter. So no. Pride and joy. But that only does social skill checks.
Okay, so nothing that removes black dice. That's pretty much what I was looking for.
Yeah,
so
no.
because there is a black dice because all of this stray laser fire happening in front of you. It's very disconcerting.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll piloting.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
are you fucking kidding me?
Damn. So what would you like
You're
to
really
use
a
with
nerd,
your
aren't you?
amazing 3 advantage? The little fighter there, he got a shot on you.
Fucker. Let's give the next person to fire on my ship a black.
Well, you probably
That's a
flew
good thing
into
to do.
their shot.
Let's give them a black, an additional black. I assume they're. That would take 3, or would it only take?
Oh no, that would only take 2 to give this, or 2 to give the next one of them a black dice.
Okay.
Oh, I'll be damned. So believe it or not, the fighter didn't hit you directly like he thought he was going
He
to.
just came close. He was kissing my
He just came close to hitting you. Yeah, that little the classic Star Wars shaking of the ship because of something that blasted off your shields. Okay, so I'm assuming you're gonna punch it to get to the planet real quick.
hell yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a roll for punching it. You want to use a destiny point?
I'm looking for punching it.
It's in the maneuvers for piloting.
So then the vehicle sheet?
Baby, it's not on your character sheet. It's on the space combat sheet on the handouts.
It's a action you can take.
Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Space combat. Hold on, bringing up the handout. Oh god, I can't see it. It's too friggin' small.
Okay, so punch it. Basically, you take 1 strain and accelerate to maximum speed.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So take one system strain, or are you going to go to maximum speed?
I am gonna go to maximum speed. Where's the okay, so
Max is 3, so you're going to take 3 strain.
The ship is, not you personally.
Yeah. To which
Okay.
your poor mechanic is shaking his head, and you immediately go from 0 to 60, and you fly towards the planet. You're following the little coordinates. You're seeing the occasional little explosion on the planet. You know, apparently there's some dumbasses doing dumb shit, like people do. You see the beautiful outline of the coastal area where your coordinates are taking you. I'm assuming you're immediately landing at the station.
yeah.
Okay. So normally would not be a problem, but you do notice that there's ground defenses shooting up towards orbit. Anti-ship guns.
Great.
You technically don't have an issue other than the fact that it all depends on how quickly you want to hit the ground.
Well, not that
So-
quickly.
Okay, so you're basically, are you going to drive in Miss Daisy down there, or are you going to keep on the gas pedal to get as close as you can and then do that J turn?
Yeah, the J turn.
Okay, go ahead and give me a pilot space roll.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Are you all set on Tobek dice? I'm assuming you are.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there any
Come
way I
down.
can help the ship not die?
It's only 3 strain.
If you look on the cheat sheet
Hey,
that I
I
sent you
succeeded,
guys,
and I'm getting back strain.
there are things that you guys can do to help, basically like plot course and things like that. But needless to say, she was wanting to hurry up and hit the ground, and it was not a problem for her to easily park it. She basically comes flaming and hot. She's pulling the Top Gun bit where she's flying the tower. Then she hits the gas and hits the brake and does this weird spinny thing that actually has you guys landing at the pad perfectly smooth and soft.
Know the limitations of your vehicle. My brother always used to say that. He'd park at like crazy speeds and he'd just turn and look at you and go, know the limitations of your vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I get some of that strain back with advantage with
Well, no, it's ship strain that you took. So ship
that's
strain has to actually be repaired.
okay.
Okay, so is there anything special you guys are doing before getting off the ship? I will give you that when she was making her beautiful little flying saucer landing, that you guys did see small blaster fights happening outside the spaceport landing pad area.
Great.
So you guys do have a second or two to discuss with yourselves before you open the loading ramp to of the ship.
Yeah. Coming out armed, rifle ready.
Well, I have no weapons, so yeah.
You have no weapons.
No
What'd you
weapon
do
at
with
all?
What'd you do with 9K, man?
I have a lot of other things. I have a knife.
Oh, well, there you go.
Other things is good.
Alrighty then.
All right, so I will have the lightsaber hilt ready, not lit. The last thing they need to see is a Jedi come walking in.
Yeah, you want to leave the target stick away until needed.
Okay, so you guys strategizing at all?
Yeah, so I mean, we're looking at the hangar here, and I'm assuming we have some kind of map of that corresponds to this.
And I
You
assume we have a location for the
For the pickup.
or for the exchange.
Yeah, and where is that?
Well, pretty much
Or
the
who?
exchange is happening right here at the landing pad. You're supposed to wait for them, and they'll come and pick up the guns and give you your credits, and no fuss, no muss.
What was the agreed upon sum of credits?
Well, let's put it this way: you will not be losing 2,000 credits, and you'll be gaining about 1,800 credits.
Okay, as long as there's a profit.
I don't like that whole
Okay.
you will not be losing 2,000 credits bit.
So, like I said, when you guys were coming down, you did notice that there was some blaster fire going on over in this area. Not sure. Let me change the blue to something you can see on this blue map.
Right? And actually, a bunch
There we
of
go.
us are blue. What the
So,
hell?
blaster fire over here.
Where's
Blaster
the-
fire going on over here. If you probably need to zoom down because it's going to be south of where you guys are.
Okay. All right. Way down there. All right.
Oh, okay. Not like up on the ramp. Okay.
Yeah, nothing seems to be happening up on the ramp. Thankfully, you can see like this guy right here. That's basically a giant radar and ground defense weapon that's shooting up into the space. And hopefully, no space garbage will be coming down on you guys anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because that's totally not a thing that happens in real physics compared to Star Wars. So, who's coming down
Yeah.
off the ship first?
And there's fire in space.
Right.
And TIE fighters scream like hawks.
So I think I could come down the ramp toward the front.
Yeah, I'll follow down. And I sent you a Facebook message here, Jim.
Okay, secret Facebook message.
Secret side notes. Uh-huh.
So, is there any building we can get into?
Well,
Well, I'm
pretty much
assuming
the
these are
nice thing
buildings,
is
right?
this hangar,
Yeah.
the hangar is open on the top, but the walls are big enough that you can't even see what's going on outside the hangar.
But they're supposed
So
to be
it's
meeting
not
us
like
here
you
at
need
the
to worry
hangar.
about being shot. Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Were there instructions as to like let them know we're here, or it was just at a specific time in the place?
Well, pretty much as you know, you landed and gave your your clearance, that would have been the signal to tell the client to come meet you there. So
Okay.
they should be
Then-
coming any second to meet you guys.
Awesome.
It's one of those that you should really just need to cool your heels for a little bit, and they should be here to meet you guys. And since y'all are asking for maps,
So this
I'm
is a
popping up them.
village, but it looks more like a air or landing port more than a village.
Yeah.
Yeah,
much
we
20
use the
years
term
ago,
village
this is someone's
loosely.
private landing pad that
Right.
became a public landing pad.
Okay.
When they said village,
So-
they meant village.
Just ping you over here real quick. You guys are at the village here. Can you guys see that ping?
Yeah.
And you know that Fort Genrick is like the local Republican fort there. It's actually a full-on fortified position. And there's two little hamlet type villages that have built up around the area, but pretty much this village is where all the technology is, and the fort is where all the armaments are.
We might be able to maybe pick up some job over at the fort, maybe taking some supplies off to support the effort.
Hey, I'm all for multitasking.
Well, all right. Why come to a planet and leave without, something to, on the way out?
Is there a data panel nearby I can open up and breeze through?
Yeah, you can go right to the little indoor part of the hangar right here. There's the little door where it's got the amenities if you need to borrow anything. But first, who's the first one off the ship is my question.
Alina.
Alina?
Mm-hmm. And I'm behind Alina, which exit of the ship's over here, so...
Yep.
Yeah, let's move...
Okay, so as soon as Alina comes up, this really nice-looking human gentleman with this big handlebar mustache comes coming out of this area here. As soon as you guys disembark, it's almost like he was lurking around a corner watching a video camera to see who got off the ship. And immediately he kind of like just does the whole arms wide open, hey.
I make like I'm going to hug him, and then I stick him with my lightsaber because I don't trust anyone with a handlebar mustache.
There is a point there.
So he makes like he's going to hug me since I'm the first one off the ship?
Well, no, he's giving you that think of the Han Solo greeting, It's so cheap, got to be, charm being used here.
All right.
And he's like, so which one of you is Uma?
I'll follow the Zarek, and I'm like, I'm Uma.
And he comes up and he's like sticking his hand out for the handshake to see, just to introduce himself.
I just kind of give him a glare as he does that.
My name is Varric. I'm your contact that's supposed to help get you paid for this delivery.
What was I aware of a contact?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that there was going to be a contact meeting you.
Okay. I mean, as long as I was notified that there was a, intermediary.
Did we have a name for the intermediary?
Contact? Was I given his name ahead of time?
You were given his name, and it sounds like the guy you were told to meet there.
Okay.
You were told about this mustache. Is one of the things that you were told about. And Varric's like, so you brought the delivery, and he kind of like looks around, kind of like shady, like something's going on. You're getting a hint that he's wanting to hurry up and unload your cargo.
I have what was promised. Do you have what was promised?
And he kind of waves this data pad he pulls out of his back pocket, and he's like, I've got the currency here for once we get the cargo unloaded.
Okay.
You may notice, and he kind of like looks around, you see some blaster fire going up into orbit. Things are a little hot right now. I mean, the separatists have decided they want this spaceport, and yeah, we've had 2 ships already leave, and we're wanting to make sure not to keep anybody at the spaceport for too long.
Yeah, I'm all for not staying too long, but I need to verify that everything's on the up and up. Can Janong verify the data?
Well, I'm only authorized to give the payment once I've seen the product, if you know what I
Okay.
mean.
Am I getting that this guy's on the up and up, or is
You're getting.
in
He
D&D,
seems a little shady.
sense motive? Yeah.
Ooh, that's right. You're a Jedi. You can do that.
Are you going to use your sensibility?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a force dice. That's the white one.
Let's see.
Very top.
So where it says dice pool, you can click just one and then click the dice.
And apparently I didn't do that right.
Yeah, you need to add
Make sure
a 1
after
to
you
the
add
white.
one.
Oh, you know what? I didn't actually click out of the...
Yeah.
So if you're willing to, you can use a dark side point. So to use a dark side point, you'll need to flip a destiny point and you'll take strain. Obviously, you're sensing through the force there's a large amount of panic and fear and anxiety in the dark side right now.
Yes.
And it's the fear is palatable in your sense taste buds.
Yep, let me go ahead and let me do it. Yep. Let's use...
Well, the other part he left off is you also get a conflict point too.
Which shouldn't be a big deal for a Jedi.
Just minor details.
Pshaw!
After you've done that 10 times and he forgot to mention it.
So the way conflict works, by the way, is you have a morality of 50.
Mhm.
So each time you do something dark-sidey, it gives you conflict from 1 to 5 usually. And at the end of a game session, you'd roll a 1d10 and add that to your morality minus the conflict. So unless you're planning on killing younglings, you should be fine.
I'm killing the younglings. All right. So, yes, we will go ahead and we will take the strain. We will take... Is it just one strain?
It's just one strain.
All right, and we're taking the morality. Got to find where that is on this sheet.
Character info tab.
And
You don't need to worry about the conflict. I'll keep adding it up for you.
Okay. You'll keep track of it. Beautiful. All right.
The important part is I got the destiny point.
And you're flipping that destiny point for me.
No, you actually need to click, say, use light side.
Yeah, under Destiny Pool.
Oh, okay.
Yes, delicious. Delicious. 1 light side, 4 dark side. Delicious. Okay, so you're using your sense emotions,
Mhm.
and you're doing that whole. So currently, you're using your senses, using your ability to sense the current thoughts of one living target with whom you are engaged. You got really close and comfortable with them. And immediately, you're sensing his thoughts of he just keeps thinking, any second now, the guns will be mine. And then you get this little trailing thought of, and the ship's not bad either.
Do we have any code or anything that we've worked out?
I'm sure we would have had something like, we probably would have had a symbol for the deal's not on the up and up, or just something's not right,
Yeah,
code.
so who's, let's see, who's our non-combatant? It's Janong or Zarek?
Yeah.
No, Zurich he's a combatant.
Okay. Our code would be that, one of us, if we suspect something is up, to say that, Captain, I think Janong should go double check the cargo, as a indicator that he should get out of the line of fire because something's about to happen.
Okay, I'm going to put this in my notes. Okay.
Because yeah, obviously, not going to carry the cargo out.
Yeah.
Too
Okay.
rainy.
So then we probably in that instance I say we would have if it's one person, then as soon as Janong turns to leave, then Zarek will jump or Alina would basically jump the person. If it was more than one person, seek cover, that type of thing. So Alina says, Captain, I think Janong should double check the cargo, and then basically will respond, yeah, that's a good idea. Janong, why don't you go check the cargo? And then basically hint to Zarek to
Pounce on this guy.
In that exact moment, there's
something.
Some
And then we'll both, and at that point, as soon as Janong turns to leave, hopefully the guy will look and we all pull our blasters on him.
Now, does that include a lightsaber?
Well,
no, that lightsaber is not coming out just yet. I mean, the blade is not getting lit up.
And for the record, both Uma and Alina have the quick draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who needs quick draw with your fists?
Yeah.
Okay, and immediately he puts his hands at defensive. He whoa. Just here for a business transaction. No one's wanting to get robbed.
Yeah, you're right. No one is wanting to get robbed. Something doesn't smell right.
And all of a sudden, when Uma says something doesn't smell right, you guys see, off in the distance, it's not right on top of you or anything, but off in the distance, heading kind of over your flight path you took, is a Republic troop transport. And as it's flying, immediately you notice one of the air defense guns that should be shooting past it to keep fighters off of it. Both of them turn and aim towards it and discharge into the wreckage that was the shuttle full of probably people, blowing them sky high.
Mm.
And the explosion is shocking enough that the Varric kind of ducks down reflexively, like one of you just pulled the trigger. And he's just like, whoa. This is just a transaction here.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Alina basically saying, or trying to convey what's up,
Yeah. Questioning look like, okay, what's the word here?
Yeah. So I'm going to say something doesn't feel right. What do you think, Alina?
I would have moved around to the side of him to be right on top of him.
Oh, damn, he's surrounded. And he's just like, guys, here, if this helps, trust. And he kind of pinky pulls his blaster out of his holster and hands it over to Zarek.
Okay.
Just call, and he looks right at Uma, in all sincerity and face. Just call your gank off.
I'm going to step right up in his face and I'm going to say, okay, so why have you been eyeballing our ship this whole time?
Well, it's a good-looking ship, and
Yeah, and I bet you'd like to get your hands on it too, wouldn't you?
Well, who wouldn't want to get off of this mud ball right now? Have you seen what's going on? And at that exact moment, you're hearing the wreckage impact a mile away into the ground, and just as you guys feel that impact, you see someone running through this doorway down here.
Towards us or?
Towards you guys. Human comes out in work overalls. He has a blaster pistol on his side, but he's not reaching for it. And he's running, looking back over his shoulder.
It's I'm going to put my gun and it's stay right there.
And he immediately pulls a full stop and just kind of does this double take look backwards.
And I'm like,
And then-
is he with you?
Well, yeah, that's Jonah. He's one of the crew here that was going to be helping unload the cargo if we're still doing that. And he kind of
Yeah, and I'm like, Jonah, and it's like, hi, Jonah. Your friend Varric here is a bit twitchy. How about you take that blaster off?
And he looks at you and kind of like looks at his blaster and he looks at Varric like he's waiting for Varric to give him a reply. And Varric kind of like nods slowly. And he kind of like looks at you and says, "I'll take Scorcher out here." And he kind of walks.
Scorcher.
It's my baby's name. And he kind of like is pulling it out.
This guy named his gun. This is not good.
What? He's like every third guy. And he kind of like puts it against a little workbench that's over here.
Yeah, and I want to move over to like. Can we go under our ship?
You can go under your ship.
All right, so I want to go kind of like over this way to get a better look at what he's been looking over his shoulder at.
Okay, unfortunately, you'd have to be in this building to see what's on the outside, but you get the idea that it's probably blaster fire because you're hearing the echo over the wall here because this is a nice big 20-foot tall wall.
Mm-hmm. How many blasters are we delivering?
You're delivering 3 crates of 20 each.
3 crates. Okay. So,
enough for a small army.
It's like, look, I've got 3 crates that I'm supposed to deliver. Now, where's the money? And you'll get the crates. But anyone tries to make a move on me or my crew, we will renegotiate a different way. I don't want nothing to do
on that.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with it or their friggin' war you got going on. I'm just here to do a job. Now, are you going to help me do that job? Varric?
And Varric just has his hands up and surrendered. He's like, we offload these crates. I give you your credits. And then what happens is between you and the Force. And he says the Force very mockingly, like between you and the Verse.
Okay, I'm going to say, Janang, why don't you bring one of those crates to the ramp, please?
Sure.
Okay,
now, why don't you show me the credits?
And he kind of waves his data pad, like all you got to do is put your data stick in his data pad, and he'll transfer the funds. But he's got to see all the crates.
Yeah, well, once we verify your data pad is real, I'm bringing 1 crate down. The others will be up at the top.
He kind of puts like one of the 6 numbers he has to type into his data pad in. And the kid over here looks like he's got ants in his pants. And he's like,
yeah, yo, Jonah, why don't you come over and take a seat right over here? And your service will be needed shortly to carry the crates. I'm not taking my gun off of him.
I don't think crates are your problem. I mean, y'all got a bigger problem than getting paid for the delivery job here.
Oh, Jonah, and what would that be?
Didn't you see what the guns just did? Ain't no ships taking off. The Republic forces just told us everything is grounded because the separatists have sliced into the ground control and they've got control of the anti-aircraft guns.
Janang, can you verify that?
Sure. Let me find a place to slice in it.
And the kid kind of points over there that there's a data port in the wall there, but no promising how good of a connection it is.
Where did he point?
Right over here against the wall here by the little workstation. You could probably tap into the podium that's here too. You just look at the kid like, pshum,
I'm going to
pshaw.
go over with him. Oh, actually. Zarek.
No,
felt
Varric,
like-
you
no.
stay. Zarek,
Oh.
you stay with Varric.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then go ahead. You go over there with him.
I got my gun trained on Jonah.
So,
You- Have yours trained to the head of Varric. We have one crate down at the end of the ramp.
okay, so Janan, you're going to plug in the data pad there. Is there anything particular you're looking for, or just a regular, I just want to pull up the all points bulletin warning?
So
Verify if they're actually everyone is grounded or whether our clearance still gives us the right to take off.
yeah, I'll pull that up and I'll do a quick search on those photos.
On what photos? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Go ahead and give me a computer's roll.
All right. Put the things up there. Nope. that
Are you-
wasn't it.
Are you
Hold on.
putting the backside in there, Jim?
I've got the difficulty dice already in there. Okay, so immediately you're working on a little side project where you're checking. Immediately, big Republican brand, public service announcement warning comes up, and with little warning chime, and it clearly says all ships are to be grounded due to tampering with the planetary defense grid. Until all clear, please do not leave. You'll basically be shot down. An unknown number of assailants have sliced into the defense web.
Can I try and kick them out?
Fortunately, it's not tied to this pedestal, and it's kind of hardwired. So you'd have to be at one of the locations nearby that it's hardwired to slice into it. But yeah, you totally know that you've got the slicing skills to undo whatever these cheeseball hackers did. Basically, it's something that you could have done 5 cycles ago as a kid. Because you know how to break Republic code. It's easy.
Right.
But you pretty much are getting the idea that they probably had a slicer go up to the area around this. They found these defense, pillars, secured the area, and basically sliced into it. Because that's exactly what you would do if you wanted to do that type of thing.
So I relay that it's true, everything's grounded, but I can fix it if we go
If we go.
over there. to
Like how
the-
was like, if we go.
Well, I, for one, don't want to be stuck on this dirt ball of a
Well,
planet.
we're stuck. We're stuck if we don't fix it, and I can fix it. Because if we take off, they're gonna shoot us down, and we die, and I don't want to die.
And your flight clearance is, by the way, still good. It's still golden that you can leave the planet at any time you want, even though there's a planetary warning saying don't try.
Yeah, 'cause-
If you do try and die, the Senate will not be listening to your loved ones' complaints afterwards.
yeah. When people take over planets, those papers work really well. So.
Mhm. Lordy, see, I don't want to hand over blasters to a bunch of people who might try and then use them on us, even if we get paid for them,
No, that's fine.
until we can actually take off.
Oh, that's fine. We'll be fine. I'll lock the ship. There ain't nobody gonna break into it.
Right? So very
If our
Clock.
slicer uses his computers to lock the ship, your computer skill is the difficulty any shipjacker would have to roll against, which is pretty damn good from the look of that roll there with the 3 yellows and 3 green.
Yeah.
Plus,
Now
not
he's
even
gonna
adding
put
like
a
my
U-lock
slicer
on it.
things. I can add slicer things that make it even more difficult for someone to try and break it. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then, yeah, because I want off this planet.
we'll go, boss. We'll go.
Yeah, but
Know about this rebellion.
How far away is the place where we have to go in order to fix it?
From what you guys saw, it's probably like less than half a mile away.
Okay.
And there was at least 3 of them in the area.
Okay. So
Varric looks at you and he's like, hey, I just want the weapons. If you want, I'll take that first crate and I'll give you half the money as earnest money just to prove that we're on the up and up, even though I'm not supposed to.
So what do you plan on doing with the guns?
Yeah, see, things I don't care. I say we just give them the crates,
I don't
get our
give a
money,
shit.
yeah.
we go. Like, you can destroy this
The
whole
Jedi
planet,
gives a
just
shit.
don't shoot me.
Immediately the Jedi's like, but guns and revolution.
Like, I just want this deal done.
And he looks
But-
at Alina and he's just like, I'm just the pickup guy. I'm picking up the package and I'm
where's
taking it to my boss.
And who's your boss? You know, because if we give you those guns, you turn them over to the rebellion and they take over this starport and we're losing our ship. And maybe even our lives.
Nah.
Well, it's
My ship
No.
ain't worth the deal.
We're not going to lose the ship again. We're not going to lose the ship.
my boss, Shikoku, is waiting for this
Hold on,
delivery.
what was that? What was the name?
Shikoku.
Shikoku.
That sounds very official.
Shikoku Dez. You've had to have heard of him if you're doing business here. He's like the underboss to the operation that's going on here.
So if we were
Immediately
to
our
roll an
nefarious
underworld, I'm writing
You could
something
try
down.
to roll an underworld.
You want me to
I'm
roll an
definitely
underworld?
that.
Do you have really
Let
good
me set
underworld?
That's an intelligence thing. Let me check.
Well, let's see here, because
He's
yeah, 'cause
like,
I
I'm
only
not
got
a criminal,
2.
but I slept at a Best Western once.
Because I only have 2 in underworld.
So, underworld, I've got 6
Give us a
green.
little more information.
Yeah, let Janong.
6 green, and let's see. I can assist adding a yellow, plus I can tell you a little bit about him. He doesn't pay his debts, which means you probably don't have the money.
Ooh, did you say that?
Whoa!
And he looks.
And I
looks
grab
at
him.
Derek.
And I'm like,
Grab his
oh,
collar.
really?
I'm just here to pick up the crates, guys. I don't want any difficulties, and I definitely don't want my boss coming down on you guys with any heat.
Well, I'd love for him to come on down and pick up personally.
So you know this guy,
Know of him.
and I trust my friend here.
The boss isn't going to leave the fort. He's safe up at the fort. That's why the 2 of us had to drive down here to pick up the cargo.
Well, why don't we just make a personal delivery to the fort?
You know, and
And you
think,
come right along with us.
I think that the boss man is honestly just a lackey. Because this kind of revolution can't be good for his business. There's got to be
No.
something bigger at play here.
Listen, if that's what you want, I ain't gonna argue with the gang. If that's what you want, you can take my assistant over here. You can take him with you guys when you deliver it.
No.
Oh, and why wouldn't we be taking you too, Varric?
Because I don't want to have to deal with the boss if he's cranky after talking to you guys. You don't want to see my boss when he's cranky.
I call Rancor shit.
Rancor scat.
No, I
What the-
think both of you can
what
come
the heck
right
is
along with
going
us.
What's really going on, Varric?
You know exactly what's going on. I'm here to pick up a package, and I'm here to take it to be delivered.
Jonah's here to pick up a package. Something tells me that you have, let's say, other incentives or possibly agendas.
And kind of like at that
Like,
moment,
how well,
Jonah
hey,
over there
Jonah,
throws his hands up.
how well do you know this guy?
Jonah just kind of like he's sitting on the ground as instructed, like a little kid pouting, and he just throws his hands up like, look, I'm just here to make a couple credits so I can buy some medicine for my mom. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I'm just supposed to pick heavy boxes up.
Yeah. I believe you, Jonah.
And he kind of smiles at the cute little Twilight when she says that.
And
you
I'm
do,
like,
and he kind of folds his hands.
but Varric, you're making my leku itch. Something, and when my leku itch, that means somebody's lying to me. They're not being quite truthful. So I'm going to ask you again, Varric. Or I'm going to ask you one more time, and then my friend here is going to ask you.
No, I'm done asking. I grab him by the collar. You're going to get on the ship. You're going to radio in clearance for us, and we're going to deliver your packages directly. And you're coming with. And I use my coercion.
Let me get his. Hold on, don't roll yet. Don't roll yet.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna give you. I'm giving you blue die.
And I'm using intimidating. So I'm going to suffer a number strain to my ranks, which is 1. In ranks of intimidating to downgrade difficulty of coercion checks.
Ooh.
So downgrading that by 1.
So I've got his pool downgraded once. I got you a blue dice due to the extra violence and the good cop bad cop going on. So your pool is ready.
All right. Let's see, coercion.
Oh, friggin' hell!
Nike.
He's going to tell us everything. Oh my God. He's going to tell us shit we never even asked about.
As soon as you kind of grab him and you start doing the gank thing, obviously when he said gank with that tone that he used, you knew there was some specious tension there.
Mm-hmm.
And you do the gank thing that's a combination of the growling noises, body gestures, and silence in appropriate moments. And he just looks at the gank and then glances at Uma, and then you just sense defeat in him. Literally every ounce of him is trembling with defeat, and he just looks up at Uma with almost apologetic eyes. It seems like his mustache has drooped. He's that deflated. And he kind of puts one hand to his heart and the other one he kind of holds out in almost like a begging fashion as he's like, look, okay, the second you turned your back, I was going to steal your ship because I need to get off this planet. This planet has gone to hell. I don't know what's going on here, but something has turned people against each other on this planet. I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden, when a few of those separatists showed up spouting about their anti-Republic speech, about how the Republic left us out, how we haven't been treated right, we've been starving and in decline of medical aid, but the people at the fort are doing fine. I was gonna steal your ship and head off to greener pastures.
Wow. And you were just going to leave all your friends behind.
Well, I mean, you guys are big wheelers and dealers. You would be fine, I'm sure. I mean, heck, you had Republic clearance to land. I mean, I don't know how you got that.
Wow. Just
So
abandon
what side
everybody.
of this whole thing is he on?
He's pretty much on his own side, and he's like,
yeah.
I've worked with some of the syndicates before, and I was hoping to just get off this planet and join up with one of the syndicate crews and just make a few credits to but I and he literally's got like little misty tears as he's like, I'm sorry. If I'll help you if you promise to take me off this planet when you leave, when those god Sith cursed cannons aren't shooting down ships.
What's that about the Sith now?
And the way he threw it out there is the classic Old Republic curse of Sith spit or Sith trash.
You know, like
Sith is a very derogatory term. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So,
So,
can you go ahead and transfer those credits and?
And I think we should probably take these crates over to the base, actually, because
Yeah.
I don't want them falling
know.
into separatist hands.
we need
No,
to get
yeah.
friggin' paid.
Well, I think that Varric here is going to just happily go ahead and pay us.
As he kind of looks at you guys, and you just sense with his body language something is wrong. As
He doesn't have
looks
all
at
the
you-
money.
No, his
Do
boss
you,
doesn't
Varric?
have the money.
Unfortunately, we got robbed on the way here.
No,
And
your
he
boss
kind of
doesn't have
flashes
the
Oh,
money.
Varric.
data pad. He flashes the data pad, and you see that it's an old, burned out data pad that must have been like in the office. And he just picked it up to look important. And he's just like, the damn separatists took the data stick. They can't use it. It's useless to them. But it's got the 1,800 credits on it. And when he says that, by the way, you're like, that's not the right amount.
I was
That's
gonna say,
That's
yeah,
about $2,000 short.
yeah,
right.
and I'm
We're
gonna
done.
call him out on that. I'm like, first of all, Varric, that wasn't the agreed on sum. And second of all, there's no way you're gonna let me. I cannot believe a word that's coming out of your mouth. Oh, and if you even ever get off this planet, that you're gonna be working for a separatist, oh, I assure you, the net will be well versed in what you guys are doing here. I'll make sure your name is mud.
You mean among the syndicate?
Yep. I'm
And
lying my teeth off, but you know.
he is just looks utterly defeated, as he's just like,
Now,
I might as well throw
You
myself
have
off
a
the
really
cliff.
big problem right now because I need what was agreed upon.
Yeah, we'll get this handled. I have business with his boss, so I grab him and start dragging him to the ship. You can come or go, Jonas.
And Varric immediately looks at the gank when the gank says that out loud, that I have business with his boss. He's like, what are you talking about?
And I just start
Oh,
dragging him
we're going to be
towards the
paying
ship by
this
his
to your
collar.
boss.
So, Jonah, how much were they paying you?
I was getting 100 credits for getting through the shitstorm that was between here and the fort, and to bring the crates back. That's all I know, guys. All I want is my blaster over there, because that's what I need to get home with. And I don't care about whatever all of you weirdos are doing here with your crates.
And then I'm going to say in the most charming smile ever. And I'm like, watch it, Jonah. It's like, we're going to let you go. And here, I'm even going to give you 100 credits.
And immediately when you say 100 credits, his ears perk up.
Now get home, take care of your mom, and stay safe. You,
So
Varric,
do you actually
are coming with
give
us.
him 100
Yeah,
credits?
I'm already dragging him towards the ship.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So the kid will gladly get up and kind of cautiously walk over, like, he's wiping his hands on his coveralls, and he's like, sticks his hand out like, okay.
And Jonah, stay away from Chikoku.
I my mom would tan my hide if I went to his cantina. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently, like only the real deal criminals of this area go to that place. And he kind of looks at all of you when he says the real deal criminals, as he's like respecting y'all as criminals, the real deal type. As he takes the 100 credits from Uma, and he kind of like is cautiously walking backwards because he's like, I don't know what's going down here. I'm not even gonna get by the creepy lizard dude. I'm gonna jump down off the cliff here. And then he grabs his
Don't be
pistol and
so
does this.
xenophobic, okay, kid?
Well, he's just not wanting to piss him off. And then he does this little trick shooter gunslinger kind of flip with his pistol and drops it in the holster. Like, yeah, I'm good.
He's lucky.
And then he kind of like, later, Varric. And he gladly walks away at this point.
See, we're not unreasonable, Varric. But you're creating a very unreasonable situation. Shall we? And I invite him aboard the ship.
No, I'm dragging him on
air
the ship by his
quotes.
collar.
Yeah, it was like air quotes.
So, Captain, can we get the base on the comms and find out if they're aware of these guns, if they're aware of this of Eric and this Chikoku guy, and if these guns are intended for the separatists?
Well, it sounds like
we're
he's
not going to be
controlling the
notifying
fort,
them
so-
about the guns.
No, we're just gonna.
As the Jedi and the smuggler look at each other like, we're not saying guns.
Yeah, no, we're gonna fly there and we'll figure it out. We'll land. We got clearance, and if there's a problem, I'm sure Varric will get us cleared. Right, Varric?
And Varric's like, you're gonna get us killed, man. Those guns are gonna shoot anything that leaves the ground. I shoot me now, but don't take me into the air.
Yeah, I'm not liking the idea of taking off, Captain. I think we're gonna have to walk there.
Yeah, let's take a hover thing.
And as soon as you say hover thing, he kind of like shrugs, and then you like all look at him in unison, and he's like, "You're probably gonna have to walk because the separatists are shooting anything that moves, including all the vehicles that they've shot out already." We were gonna have to kind of carry the stuff back by hand if we could even get it there.
How far is the fort?
It's about 2 miles, and he kind of gestures over your ship, and you see kind of like a large hill that is part of the fort. You can kind of clearly see the military-ish building there. And he's like, that's the command tower of the fort there.
All right. So,
But we're not taking it to the fort. We're taking it.
No, the fort's where his boss is.
Oh, okay. I thought. Whoa. What happened to
The
my
map.
computer?
Nothing.
The map.
No, my
I
computer
changed the
did.
map.
No, my monitor went black for a second.
Oh, yeah, because he
And
changed
then-
screens.
No. I mean, I wasn't even on the map screen.
Maybe
I-
your screen,
I was
your plug
email.
got bumped.
Yeah, I don't know. So
So-
it's like, whoa.
So you guys are here, and the fort is up here.
All right. So, Janon, can you pull up data on where the gun installations are on the area here?
Do you want me to add them to the map? Yeah, because I already did that.
Yeah. So there's one here.
Okay.
There's one over here.
Our closest one is that one.
Yeah, that one's like really close, like ridiculously close.
There, you said over here.
Over here, and then over here.
Okay.
I mean, you guys could probably get away with only taking one or taking 2 of them out, but 3 will probably guarantee you don't get shot at all.
Or plot a real low flying course out and around. Flying super low, maybe making it difficult to be shot at by anyone at any given time.
I mean, you can try. I mean, they don't really have a landing port per se at the fort. Even they use.
Gonna have to hoof it.
But you
Okay.
could try flying if you're willing to risk the ship. I mean, you did see an armored troop transport go kaplooey.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but they were flying at a higher altitude. I was thinking of skimming trees, but
No.
I mean, I have that kind
Yeah.
of confidence in you, Captain.
Oh, that's love right there.
All right, well, then we
Okay,
need to
so-
find a vehicle out here, and then mosey. I'm not much up for driving it or walking it.
I mean, you did see some vehicles when you were coming down to land that you could probably hijack. I mean,
Yeah,
borrow.
let's
Yeah.
borrow one of them.
So the plan is to leave the guns on the ship, leave the jerkwad on the ship, and then head into the fort.
Mm,
No,
Jerkwad with us.
exactly.
Okay.
yeah, he's
I
definitely
was
coming.
just trying to get you to leave him on the ship. What can I say?
No,
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that ain't happening.
Okay, so we have a good solid plan. It is after 9 o'clock, so we'll have to wrap up now. But so pretty much that's going to be our plan for next Tuesday then, right?
Yep. And Janong will lock the shit out of the ship.
Make sure that the ship is thoroughly locked down. I mean, and I will throw this one out there because, if anyone wants to do a mechanics check, they could always try to sabotage the ship, take out its flux capacitor or whatnot.
So
So that
basically,
way it
pull the
physically
spark
can't
plug
take
out.
off. Yeah,
Take
take the
apart,
distributor cap off, so to speak.
right?
So that is also an option if you're worried about someone stealing your stuff. Totally an option. I could see that in real life Star Wars, that crews would actually do that just in case.
Yep.
I mean, how many movies have we seen the good guy pull the distributor cap out to make sure the hostage doesn't run away?
Yep. That'll work.
So that's also an option if you guys want to do that.
Well, we can do that and lock the ship. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's going to give me a mechanics roll? It's only going to be two.
That would be Janong because he's got the best.
Okay, let me set your difficulty.
Just hate having to go all coercion on people.
You prefer the direct approach.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your mechanics. I spent that dark side point.
Mm.
I mean, I have faith in all of his dice. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I also have faith in that one red dice,
Oh shit.
which as he immediately pulls out like 6 little things and hides them in the life pod, saying, there's no way they could fix this. It would take them a week if they didn't know what they're looking for to find out all of these sabotages and actually get the ship to work. Me, I'll do it in like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Okay, so not only is the ship buttoned up as the slicer would slice it, but the slicer actually sliced the engine up too, so to speak,
Nice.
as only a slicer can.
Awesome. All right, it is time for me to go. I've got to get
Yep, it's
dark 30 in
9:15
the
at work
morning.
In the morning.
Yep.
All right, you guys.
Really quick,
All
you
right.
two.
Yep.
Yes.
Would you guys be interested in sometime in the next couple weeks doing Churrasco?
Oh God, yes, but
Oh,
yes. It
yes, but
depends.
social distancing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it to a small.
Yeah, and the fact that they carry the meat around on platters and
Let me check in with them and see how they're doing
Yeah.
things.
how are they?
And if you plan it around the 15th, that's Kelly's birthday.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, my birthday is the 23rd, so
Ah.
You Leos.
I'm not a Leo.
No, he's on the cusp.
Cusp.
I am a Virgo.
He's just past Leo.
Yep. And if I
Nice.
would have been born a year earlier or a year later, I would have been a Leo.
One of those cusp weekends.
Yeah, it's one of those weird cuspers where it changes. It changes a day every couple of years.
Interesting. All right. Was there any experience?
I will give you guys 10 experience because that way you
Alright.
can play with it. And I will leave this map up so you can plan if you want to on the off hours.
There we go.
All right, I know this spot for XP. It's over here somewhere.
Sweet.
So the
All
XP,
right.
if you're not spending it immediately, is on the very first tab of
Yep.
character info. You have available XP. You can put it on the available tab. Or you can be like me and I always burn that stuff as quick as I get it.
Pretty much, unless I'm saving towards something.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I gotta.
Sure,
All
I'll
right.
have it burned by next session.
I have got to go, guys.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
So,
Thanks.
but yeah, let us know about that. How they're handling it.
All right, I will do that. Yep.
All right. Later, guys.
All right. Later.
Where's the off? Oh, there's the.